The Knicks, as currently constructed, will be on this treadmill to absolutely nowheresville until something radically changes. They're going nowhere. Now, the problem is nothing's going to radically change because the free agent list this summer stinks. Mm-hmm. They passed unforgivably on a superstar in Donovan Mitchell. Can somebody enlighten me? Can somebody say that I'm wrong when I say that the Knicks have no chance at a championship?
Well, not even getting close, I think, BT. So here's the thing. When you look at the Giants and Jets might be, a quarterback away. We keep talking about this. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to win a championship next year, but it feels like if Aaron Rodgers is the Jets starting quarterback, everything goes right, health-wise, the talent continues to grow, a lot of young talent. Look, they can get to the postseason and anything can happen, and they have a shot. Giants feel like maybe they're 2 or 3 years away from really competing. They got to start dominating or at least winning in the division, and then it's almost, quickly you can see the Giants making that leap. It always happens fast in football, especially if you have the right situation in place. So the Giants and the Jets, they feel a couple of years away, in however you want to parse it. Baseball, hell, it could happen this season. The Nets, Kevin Durant is healthy, it could happen this season. They can beat Boston. They can beat all these these teams in their conference and get to the championship. Hockey, I don't pay enough attention to, but the Devils are playing really damn good. The Rangers, they always seem to find it at the end. I don't know about the Islanders.
Just made a huge trade.
They did make a huge trade, had a couple big wins, but it feels like everybody's going in the right direction. But when you look at the Knicks, the reason the Knicks, it feels so daunting for them is because there's not a star to point to. Now, I know the PER of Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson are pretty high. They're over 20, so it is what it is. But it doesn't feel like, man, these guys are one of the best, 10 guys in the league. It doesn't feel like that. Almost all these other conversations, you can say that. And when you look at what they have to jump, currently they're sitting 7th, right? And it's just a number because it's just arbitrary. But they're 7th in the East right now. Are they better than Miami? Maybe they could be, even though I trust Jimmy Butler and Bam in the playoffs probably more than Brunson and Julius Randle. Cleveland should be much better than they actually are. They're kind of underachieving this year, especially given that roster. But we know they're not better than Brooklyn, especially if Kevin Durant is healthy. Hell, they lost to the Brooklyn Nets with Kevin Durant out. They're not better than Philly. They're not better than Milwaukee. And they're not better than Boston. And there's no path for them to get better than any of these teams in the short term. So when you think about it, like logically, how do the Knicks get deep into the postseason and competing for a championship? It's not clear. It's not apparent. All these other teams in New York, you can kind of make a case that it could happen in the short term, not necessarily for the Knicks.
So I'm watching last night. And, without resetting the mechanics of the game, because that's pretty boring, but you're watching it and you say, well, where's R.J. Barrett the last 11 minutes? Well, he's on the bench, right?
And then he refused to talk to the media.
Which is not like R.J. Barrett. He's a stand-up young man.
It just tells you something else is going on.
Yeah. Or we can sit here, and this is a legitimate gripe. Why the hell is Jalen Brunson inbounding the ball? You're going to give it to Randle. You're going to flash a double team his way. The only thing Randle doesn't do is late game heroics well. Everything else he's really good at. So I don't understand that. But I say this, there's a few things to nitpick from the game mechanically, as I said. But the Knicks could have had Red Holtzman on the bench last night. The Knicks could have had Pat Riley. The Knicks could have, Phil Jackson at his prime. Or a young Popovich, any great coach. They're not winning because they don't have a superstar. Everybody knows this. And you say, well, Jalen Brunson's close. I love Jalen. Jalen Brunson is a dog. Jalen Brunson is a killer. We are lucky to have that young man. Indisputable. Love him. But think about some of the losses the Knicks have had so far this year. Opening night, Memphis overtime, they lose by 3. Portland early in the season at home, overtime, they lose by 3. The Grizzlies again, this time at the Garden, they lose by 4. Blow a big lead. Dallas, they lose by a point. They're up 9 with 35 seconds to go. Early in the season, lose to the Bulls by a point. Missed free throws. Brunson actually missed a few that night. They lose to the Bucks by 4. They lose to the Raptors by 2 in overtime. They lose last night in overtime to the Lakers. Why? They lose these games because they malfunction in late game situations because they don't have a superstar. And they won't. And they just won't. See, the biggest problem with these Knicks is that what they hoped R.J. Barrett would be the night that they drafted him, and then what they needed R.J. Barrett to morph into this season, when they foolishly decided not to trade for Mitchell, that R.J. Barrett will never, ever surface. And I feel bad because every time R.J. Barrett's name comes up on the show, I get after him a little bit here. And he's a good player. I'm not saying he's good, but I mean, you have to watch the Knicks every night to see this. How the hell can you shoot an air ball on you're a pro 2 guard. How do you shoot an air ball the first shot you take last night? Which is, by the way, what happened. And by the way, I don't think anybody has more air balls than R.J. Barrett. When he misses by a mile, which tells me he's never going to be an elite shooter.
Well, he's not
ever.
He's not confident in his shot. Here's the.
Why not? It's year 4.
I agree.
What's the problem?
He felt like he was last year.
He's always been streaky.
True.
Always streaky.
Who's in the playoffs sooner? Jets or Knicks?
Well, the Knicks are going to be in the playoffs this year. Who wins the championship sooner?
Deep in the playoffs. Who's? I mean, obviously.
Honestly, I would say the Jets.
It's so many teams make the playoffs.
I would say the Jets.
What is it? 10? It's 10 with the play.
The Jets. Who are the Knicks going to get to beat Giannis? Who are the Knicks going to get to beat Jason Tatum? Who are the Knicks going to get to beat Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving? Who are the Knicks going to get to beat Embiid at a good sick? Who are they going to get?
Mm-hmm. Nope. Nobody.
That's the problem.
Unless they trade for somebody.
Okay, and who? They had the guy. Now, yes, we can cry and complain for an hour about not trading for Mitchell. Oh, the hell, I don't even want to do that. And I don't think anybody wants to hear that. We all know they colossally messed up. And James Dolan, I'm hitting this thing right here. I don't know if you guys can hear that through the speakers. James Dolan could come and sit here like he did last week and tell us things are good and that he believes in his coach. And they're going nowhere. I don't care what he told Carton Roberts. They're not going to win. All right, so nobody wants to live in the past. We got to look forward. What's the solution? What are we going to do about this? Who are we getting to win?